Welcome to the amazing real-life stories of aquarium rehab.
My name is Dr. Jen Flower, and I'm the Chief Clinical Veterinarian here at Mystic Aquarium.
My name is Shannon, and I'm one of the aquarists here at Mystic Aquarium.
Charlotte is a very special green sea turtle. She's stranded off the East Coast around Georgia. She had sustained some pretty severe spinal wounds from a boat propeller. Because of the injury she sustained to her spine, it basically slowed down her GI tract. And because her GI tract was slow, this causes gas to accumulate in her intestines. And when gas can accumulate in sea turtles' intestines, they tend to float with their back end upwards. So this caused her major trouble trying to swim, which was why she was taken into a rehabilitation facility at that time. It was determined that she needed a long-term home because she wouldn't be able to survive in the wild. So that's when Mystic Aquarium stepped up and provided her with a long-term home. After we consulted with our colleagues, many of which have similar sea turtles in their aquariums with this special illness, we determined that the best way in order to regulate Charlotte's buoyancy or allow her to swim more straight like a normal sea turtle would be to attach some weights to her shell.
Before we added the weight pouches, Charlotte was swimming more in a rowing fashion where she would alternate flippers as opposed to using both flippers simultaneously. So with the addition of the weight pouches, and she's not trying to compensate so much for the additional air buildup in her hind region, she's able to swim like a normal turtle, and that's helped her build the correct muscles where she was starting to build muscles in the incorrect ways, and that was affecting her mobility.
What we determined was we needed to figure out how much weight she needed on the back of her shell, and then we had to figure out how to safely attach those weights.
When we set up for the procedure, Charlotte was removed from the exhibit and we dry docked her, which means she wasn't exposed to any water, which is totally normal for a turtle. She was dried. We prepped her shell by using the Dremel to create a rougher surface so that the Velcro pouches would have something to adhere to. We used marine grade, animal safe epoxy to attach two Velcro portions to either side of her shell so that she would be balanced. From there, we had some custom neoprene pouches sewn together and some lead weights cut into sheets so that we could monitor how much weight was going into her pouches on either side, so we could find that sweet balance where she wasn't too heavy, too light, and she wasn't listing to one side or the other. The entire process took about 6 hours waiting for the epoxy to dry and make sure that everything was nice and secured. And once we were comfortable with all of that, we reintroduced her back into the water and we monitored her for several months while we found the balance for her pouches.
Charlotte is doing great. She continues to grow. She's a fast-growing sea turtle. She is doing really well with her current weights. We adjust them about every 6 months. They come off, she gets a nice, good shell cleaning, and then they go back on. So she's doing very well in her habitat here at Mystic Aquarium.
The thing that I like most about working with Charlotte is not just the husbandry aspect that we get face-to-face time with a green sea turtle. It's also the conservation message that she brings home to our guests, because conservation is so important here at Mystic Aquarium. It's important to remember that while we're out in the marine environment, that it's not just us out there. We are interacting with marine animals whether we know it or not. And it's important to know that we have an impact on them while we're in their environment.